Transformers of Eternia.
You're watching Transformers of Eternia. Now today I want to take a look at Transformers Legacy United Titan Tidal Wave. And all of the stuff that we've gotten recently, the images and all that stuff around him. And I just kind of want to break it down little by little and kind of give my thoughts on it. But before I do that, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you for checking out my channel. Now back to the show. So we finally got images of Tidal Wave being a Titan class figure. And this is the Armada Tidal Wave, just so people know. I'm not sure if everyone's up on who this is. But yeah, this thing came out, I think it was at Cybertron Fest. I could have talked about this last week when these pictures dropped, but I kind of wanted to wait for this one because I had a feeling that they were going to reveal some better images and more nicer designs throughout this. So they did, and that's when I figured, okay, I might as well just do a video on this. Enough with the back end information on this, but yeah. So here's Tidal Wave in his little box at the Cybertron Fest, and this is kind of what he looks like. I mean, this really just looks like the Transformers Armada Tidal Wave. It's just kind of more posable and more bigger, I guess. But yeah, this is him. Another, I don't know if this is the original one next to it. I don't understand. I think that's what that is. But anyway, so yeah, the original would be very much smaller than this one because this is a Titan class. But this Titan class isn't as big as the other ones, it seems like. But anyway, but yeah, this is a shot from the side that somebody took. And whoever took these pictures, thank you for putting these things online. I don't know who took them, so I don't know who to credit for them. But yeah, here's a good picture of his face, basically, and you get a good shot of his face. And he's got those giant cannons on his chest, and he looks pretty cool. I mean, I used to have this guy in my Armada collection when I had Armada toys. I had a lot of them, and then I sold off a lot of them. But anyway, unfortunately, I wish I would have kept some of the mini-cons because now these new ones don't even come with mini-cons, and it sucks. Especially with like a Hot Shot. I kind of wish I would have kept Hot Shot's mini-con or whatever. I can't remember the name of the mini-con. But anyway, because now I have to go out of my way and try to find this red version of him in order to get it, which is ridiculous. But talking about Tidal Wave anyway. So Tidal Wave, he looks bulkier and bigger. He just looks more amped up. It's like they took the original one and just amped it up to like 10 instead of like halfway, you know. And a lot of these components, like the arms combining, it looks like a combiner in a lot of ways, and it reminds me a lot of the Stunticons and the trailer and all that stuff combining. And also here's some artwork from the box art. Obviously there's a watermark on there, but yeah, you get the drift of what this is going to be. I think the box art looks pretty good, actually. And it also reminds me of that PlayStation 2 Transformers game, which was basically Transformers Armada. I think I played like one level of that on my channel, and I just stopped. I should actually get to that point where we're playing against Tidal Wave in that, because that was kind of a cool sequence, because you actually get a good idea how big he is when Optimus Prime or whoever you're playing as fights him. So yeah, you get to actually go inside of Tidal Wave in that level and everything, and then you get to come out and you get to fight him and stuff. So it's a pretty cool idea for a level. So anyway, here's some other images, and throughout the figure you're going to see these little compartments where you can store the smaller parts of this guy, smaller versions of the parts of this guy, because it's going to combine with Megatron eventually. But I'll get to that. But yeah, this is pretty much what he looks like front and back. I mean, he's kind of skinny and tall, lanky or whatever. Anyway, and he's just, I don't know, he's just Tidal Wave. This is what Tidal Wave looked like, and he just kind of fits the mold pretty easily. And yeah, his thighs and his like upper leg there, it kind of looks a little skinny though, but I think Tidal Wave kind of did look like that. I just kind of wish they'd bulk these things up a little bit more and make them a little bit more like muscular looking. I don't know. It's just, this thing looks, it just looks like they're trying to save plastic on some of these things. But yeah, he was technically that way in the original toy and all that stuff. And here's his this is his Battleship mode, and it looks pretty good. It looks, like I said, mostly pretty much exactly like the original Armada toy, and they just took it and amped it up to 10, you know, and I think that's cool. So yeah, this is a cool looking figure. I just kind of wish that it came with a mini con. I'll be honest about that. Or maybe some small little mini cons to like jets or whatever to go on the deck or whatever, because it is kind of a flying aircraft carrier for the most part. So that would be kind of cool. But I understand that they're trying to save money on plastic nowadays. So they kind of cut corners in every single way, and then we end up paying more for it. So here's the little components that come out of him that are like parts of Tidal Wave, but they're actually smaller versions of them, so they can combine with the Armada Legacy Megatron anyway. And that basically amps Megatron up to be Burning Megatron, I guess they call him. I think that's like the Japanese version, but yeah, anyway. So he can be taller and more bulked out and more weaponized, I guess. And I know this is not a weaponizer per se, but that's kind of what Tidal Wave is. He just kind of comes apart, and he's like 3 pieces that combine into one robot, and that's pretty much it. So it's like he's kind of just, I don't know, he's kind of a mismatch of stuff, but it's okay. I mean, it works out for him, and he's not too bad. And here he is with the height. You can see comparison when Megatron has all that stuff on him and when he doesn't, and also the size Tidal Wave is compared to Megatron. And also, Tidal Wave can still be his robot form and with Megatron combined with all that stuff, because I guess his one of his fists comes off, and he can have like this other type of thing that comes around and transforms, so he has kind of a fist looking thing when he's in robot form, so that Megatron literally can have all the stuff on and stand next to him on a shelf, and they can basically stand side by side without the components tearing Tidal Wave apart and making him completely go to Megatron, which is a pretty cool idea. I think that kind of makes for a good shelf like thing, but I know myself, if I got this guy, I would not have Megatron amped up on the shelf. I would just have him in his normal Megatron form next to Tidal Wave maybe. But here he is compared to the other Titans, and this is kind of where I start to have the problem. These Titans cost a lot of money. The price of Transformers has gone up insanely, and it's getting hard. Like for me, it's getting really hard. I'm literally buying up all the stuff that I wanted right now as quick as I can. I have a plan that I'm going to basically buy up all the Transformers I needed, and then I'm just going to kind of just stop Transformer collecting. Not completely. I'll buy some here and there, but I'm just going to kind of get the things that I've always wanted, that I've been trying to get because it's so hard to get, and just kind of finish out collections like the Dinobots. I finished out the Insecticons finally. Yeah, so there's just certain things that I have to have in my G1 kind of collection, and then once I'm done with that, then I can just buy whatever here and there, and I'm not really invested, and I'm not spending so much money that way, I think. So yeah, but anyway, getting back to Tidal Wave, this is the size comparison from him to the last Titan, that Nemesis ship, and here's the size comparison of him transformed next to the actual last 2 Titans, which is pretty big. He's pretty huge. I mean, he's longer than the Nemesis, which is kind of cool. But in robot form, he does get smaller, obviously. But I actually kind of understand that in a sense, because I don't think Tidal Wave would be as big as a starship that size that carries all the Decepticons, you know. I wouldn't imagine that he's going to be that big. But on the other hand, it is a Titan class figure, and it's kind of getting smaller, and you're paying more money for these things, so you kind of want to get more out of it. That's why I say I wish you would have came with like a couple mini cons or something. I don't know. I just give them something that can actually kind of make up the value. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, how Hasbro could kind of make up what they're missing. But I understand that what they're doing here is they're saving on plastic, because they don't want to spend any money on that, and they want to they're charging more for these figures because it costs more to make them probably, and all that. So anyway, I pretty much said everything I need to say about this guy. There's not a lot I wanted to say about Tidal Wave. He just looks like Tidal Wave, and I think all of his forms are cool. He does have a base mode form, but I don't really care about that. I really don't. I showed that in the very beginning of this video. I didn't really talk about it, but he does have a base mode. I think they gave that to him just to make him feel more filled out, like he has more to him for the price. But yeah, this is Tidal Wave, and he's definitely a big figure, and he does look cool. I don't think he looks bad, and I've always kind of thought Tidal Wave was a cool figure. He just needed to be bigger. But yeah, tell me what you think about him in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.